Hello, and welcome to In Between Two Couches with Katie Fox. It's midnight, so I don't have the lighting down, obviously, but I did change my top, so props for me. So I just wanted to give my review of The Killing Joke. I just watched it. And, okay, so I wanted to give a quick review. Now, I've had some refresher courses of The Killing Joke, but I haven't actually read the graphic novel in quite some time, so I might be a little bit foggy on some details, but I'm going to do my best, so bear with me. So spoiler-free review. It's really, really good. Chances are, if you liked... Is that where the camera is? This is where I am today. If you liked the graphic novel, there's lots for you there. It's not as good as the graphic novel, obviously, but it does pay homage to it. It's very, very conscious of the decisions that it's making in art style, in keeping in the parts that are very important, and all of that kind of stuff. So if you did like it, then I would suggest watching it for sure. If you might nitpick a few things here and there, but overall, you will be pleased to finally see it on the little or big screen, depending on how you see it. So that's it for the spoiler-free. Now I kind of want to get into the nitty-gritty stuff, which is that, of course, they wanted to establish more of a life to Batgirl, to Barbara Gordon, which I thought was great, and I was really excited to see them give her that rather than just have her be made a victim. Now, the problem that I had with that is that yes, they showed her being a kick-ass woman and what women go through with sexual assault and with people always creeping on them and not being taken seriously because she's a girl and happens to be a pretty girl. And I thought that wasn't necessary. I know what they were trying to do, try to parallel it to what women go through every day, but I felt with what was coming that it wasn't necessary, that she was going to be made victim enough. Even if she did get to beat the crap out of one of her victimizers, it just didn't feel quite like really empowering like they were selling it to be. That's just my opinion. What I would have preferred to see was to see Batgirl do her thing, obviously run into a few, trolls who were like, women can't do anything, and kick their ass or whatever, and help out Batman and have her be, clearly a part of Batman's life, and clearly a part of the whole Bat family. That's what I would have liked to see. Like 15, 20 minutes of that. But then I would have liked to see her, after what happened to her due to the Joker. I mean, we're dealing with possible rape, or at the very least sexual assault, and being shot in the spine and not being able to walk. And I think it would have been really empowering, more so than what they did in the opening themselves, to show her, seeing counselors and seeing physiotherapists and kind of talking over what she had to go through, and showing the pain and her ultimate triumph over adversity. I think that would have been a stronger message to girls rather than what they did in the beginning with hey, hot stuff, you're a hot Batgirl. I just think that watching her overcome those obstacles to still ultimately become Oracle, if they had left the very end Oracle part in where she's like, let's do this, I think in the end that would have been more empowering to victims of sexual assault, to victims of violent crime. So that is a big thing for me. I think that they had all the right intentions. I do appreciate them expanding it, but I really wish that they had done it in a different way, and in a different way that could help out girls all around the world who look up to Barbara Gordon, because there's lots of them. Another major gripe: since the fuck when do they have sex? Her and Batman's like her dad. He's like a father figure, or like a much older brother. There's no way that they're having sex. And I just thought that was another way of making her eye candy. And I know that she was the one who wanted it and who initiated it, but then she had to put up with him not calling her back and him just ignoring it completely. And I think that kind of victimized her again. And I also think that it took away from the idea that Batman can only really care about her if he's fucking her. You know what I mean? I think that the Bat family is already so established, and he already cares so much about the Bat family that didn't need to happen. And that is endlessly frustrating to me, as probably it is to others as well. But that being said, and that's all the nitpicks that I can remember off the top of my head, I guess another nitpick was that the Joker didn't say his extremely famous like madness is the emergency exit. I don't know if it goes exactly like that. I'm a hypocrite for saying it's extremely famous and then I can't remember it. But seizures. And then you forget everything. So I was really disappointed. He did say kind of something similar to that, but I was just really looking forward to that. And a lot of the way that things were said, I mean, I was expecting Kevin Conroy to put more oomph behind some of his voice acting, especially during the card game scene where Joker's playing solitaire. I really expected him to be like, you know, we're both gonna die. You know, one of us is gonna die. You get that, don't you? One of us is going to die. Like, I really wanted him to be like, come on, like, you really don't seem to get this, brah. So let me just, you know, really send it home. I really wanted to see anger while he was talking to him and he wasn't responding. And I felt that he was just a little bit too calm during that monologue, but otherwise, it was fine. Finally, I mean, honestly, they did more than I expected them to do in terms of sharing little bits of nudity. You can kind of see Babs' boobs-ish, not the nipples, but boobs-ish, the cleave, from when Joker is a disgusting piece of shit. And you can see clearly that Jim Gordon is naked. They didn't decide to just put boxers on him or something like that, which I kind of thought that they would, but they went all for it. Everything kind of, once they get Jim Gordon and he's got the leash and the collar around his neck, and it's all very, very similar to how the comic was done. Also, just parts of the animation, especially the part where Babs opens the door and the Joker's standing there, it was like Alan Moore drew that exact part. So they paid a lot of homage to him while still trying to keep it similar to the Batman the Animated Series Bruce Timm style, which I really appreciated. I know that Alan Moore hates it for whatever reason, so I don't know how he'd feel about it, but I thought that it was really well done considering. I was a little bit disappointed if I'm being honest, but I think that's just because it's one of my favorite graphic novels, even though it is problematic, especially problematic for women. But I still really love it. It's something that I always come back to and try to refresh my memory of, and I never thought I'd see the day where a film would come out for it, and especially a film that's R-rated, where they include most of the really, really gnarly stuff that I would not have expected to see. From what I could tell, Jordan, my fiance, he had not read the graphic novel, so his interpretation from watching the movie was that it was good, but it wasn't as good as I was amping it up to be. So I think for a first timer, the graphic novel is the way to go. But if you really just want to see it acted out live action with all of your favorites, with Mark Hamill, with Kevin Conroy, with Tara Strong, etc., then it's definitely worth it. I was a little disappointed, but only because I was so hyped, and I was maybe too hyped, and that was the problem. But I definitely give it 4 out of 5 stars, probably. And it's another great addition to the DC animated universe movies. So if you have seen it, then please let me know in the comments down below your feelings. Try not to send any hate or nitpick what I'm saying, because again, I don't remember every aspect of it. I do have memory issues, so I did my best, but it's something that's been close to my heart. It's the graphic novel that kind of got me into the whole Batman thing. So I would just love to hear from you guys. Was it what you expected? What did you like? What didn't you like? And yeah. So thank you so much for watching, and I will have another video up when it's Suicide Squad, I guess, is coming up very soon, and I'm so fucking excited you can't even imagine. Like, just, you can't imagine. You cannot imagine. Live action Harley Quinn, I've waited my whole life. I've waited my whole life for this moment, so I will have a review of that as well. I'm seeing an opening night, so I will have a review up as soon as possible after I see that, and yeah. So like it if you liked it, share it if you feel like it, subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support, and I love you all, so I will talk to you soon.